Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist, and today I'm going to be doing a Harpy deck profile. So I'm really excited for this one because it's one of my favorite decks of all time, but not only my favorite deck of all time, but my fiance's favorite deck of all time, which is Savannah, or Scorpio Senpai. So I really quickly want to give a shout out to her. I'm really excited to be able to do this deck profile. It's a really fun deck that just spams rank 4s, makes stuff like Harpy's Pet Phantasmal, and even go into rank 7s in this deck extremely easily. So without further ado guys, let's get straight on this. But before we do, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell on there so you can become part of the notification squad, and let's get straight on this. I really quickly do want to mention you guys that we do have a Ko-Fi and a Patreon in the description, so if you guys would like to check those links out, definitely do so. So let's get into this one. So I'm really excited for this one. This is a super fun deck. So we're going to be playing 3 copies of Harpy Channeler first. Harpy Channeler lets us discard a Harpy from our hand to special summon a Harpy from our deck with a different, basically except for another copy of Harpy Channeler. And then if you have a dragon monster on your side of the field, her level becomes 7, which is really beneficial because you can have a Harpy's Pet Dragon or a Tempest Dragon Ruler of Storms on your side of the field and instantly go into a rank 7 play, which is a really good effect. Then we play 3 copies of Harpy Perfumer. Harpy Perfumer is the newish card out of the Sisters of the Rose that all of your Harpy monsters always count as Harpy Lady while in the field or the graveyard, but her effect is that if she is normal or special summon, you get to add a spell or trap from your deck that specifically is Harpy Lady Sisters, which we have a lot of those in the deck. Then we play 3 copies of Harpy Harvest, one of the best cards in the deck, in my honest opinion. Harpy Harvest's effect is basically that when she's normal summoned, you can target a winged beast monster you control and one face-up monster your opponent controls and return them both to the hand, which is really awesome to be able to just reuse your Harpies on your side of the field and be able to bounce stuff on your opponent's side of the field back to the hand, which is really nice. And then during the end phase, if this card was sent to the graveyard it was sent to the graveyard this turn, you can add a level 4 winged beast monster from your deck to your hand that has 1500 or less attack, which is really cool. So she's kind of like Skarm in a way. Then we play 2 copies of Harpy Queen. Harpy Queen, basically you discard her from your hand to add a Harpy Hunting Ground from your deck to your hand, which is really cool. I really like being able to search Harpy Hunting Ground in this deck because it's really a good card, because every time you normal summon a Harpy or special summon a Harpy, you get to pop a spell or trap on the field, which is nice. The reason I play her at 2 is because you don't see that many spell and trap card decks anymore. Like, you see Salamangreat, they play back row, but stuff like Orcus, they play like 1 back row, maybe Babel, and then 1 other Crescendo, but you don't see that many back row decks. So you just want to play Harpy's Queen at 2 because you don't need the field spell as much, but she's a good 1900 beat stick as well. Then I play 2 copies of Harpy Oracle. Since the last time I actually played this deck profile, I started playtesting Harpy Oracle at 2, because a lot of you guys commented and was like, man, you should really try her at 2, but I did. And what she does is if she's normal or special summon, you get to add a spell or trap from your graveyard that specifically lists Harpy Lady Sisters in its text during the end phase of this turn, which is really nice because you can add something like Alluring Split Mirror or Elegant Egotist or something like that back from your graveyard back to your hand, which is really, really nice. Then I play 2 copies of Harpy Lady 1. Harpy Lady 1 is really good because she's always treated as Harpy Lady, which is really beneficial to the deck. And her effect is that she makes all wind monsters gain 300 attack, which can get you quite a boost if you can stack 2 of her on the field in like a Great Fly. You can get a lot of damage on the field that not even Flex Tape will be able to fix it. Then you can play 1 copy of Harpy Dancer. Harpy Dancer is, when she's normal summoned, you can target when she's on the field, you can target a wind monster you control, return it to the hand, and then if you do, normal summon another wind monster to your side of the field. So basically, you normal summon the Harpy Dancer, bounce her back to hand when you have the copy of, what's it called? Hunting Ground on the field, and then you get to pop basically 2 spell or traps on your opponent's side of the field. That's how she's supposed to interact with cards. Then we play a single copy of Harpy's Pet Dragon. This card gains 300 attack and events for each Harpy Lady on the field, which is really nice, and it also has the ability that basically it's used in tandem with your Harpy's Channeler to be able to put this on the field with Harpy's Channeler and then instantly go for a rank 7. Then we play a single copy of Tempest Dragon Ruler of Storms. You just basically banish, I really wish the other Dragon Rulers would come off the ban list, but if this card's in your hand or graveyard, you can banish a total of 2 wind and or dragon monsters from your hand or grave, and then special summon this card. But during your opponent's end phase, return it to your hand. And then if this card was special summoned, return it to the hand during that end phase. You can discard this card and a wind monster, and then add a dragon type monster from your deck to your hand, which you're never going to do. And if this card is banished, you get to add a wind dragon type monster from your deck to your hand, which again, you're never going to do. You're basically just going to special summon this card onto your side of the field, so you can get all those different plays off with your Harpy's Channeler and have a 2400 beat stick on the field. Then we play 3 copies of Ash Blossom as well. Ash Blossom is really good because you just want that hand trap to be able to stop your opponent from doing certain shenanigans. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, we're going to be playing 1 copy of Monster Reborn. Monster Reborn is really good as an extender in here. You can even bring back stuff like your Harpy's Pet Dragon to be able to go into other plays with your Mecha Phantom Beast Draco Sack and stuff like that to be able to go into a lot of different plays. Then we play 3 copies of Call by the Grave. Call by the Grave is basically here to stop hand traps against you, like Ash Blossom and stuff like that. So it's a really good 3 of in here. 2 copies of Elegant Egotist. I thought Elegant Egotist was just like 1 of in here, but I really feel like 2 is the right way to go. If a Harpy Lady is on the field, which all of your monsters count as Harpy Lady, you can special summon 1 Harpy Lady or Harpy Lady Sisters from your hand or deck, which is really cool, especially with one of the other cards we're going to be playing in the deck a little bit later that I'll show you guys in just a minute. 2 copies of Harpy's Hunting Ground. Harpy's Hunting Ground, when a Harpy or Harpy Lady Sisters is normal or special summon, you can pop a spell or trap on the field. You have to pop a spell or trap on the field, which kind of sucks because it makes it so you have to pop this one. And it also makes all your Wing Beast monsters gain an additional 200 attack, which is nice. Then we play 2 copies of Alluring Split Mirror. Alluring Split Mirror is an interesting card that came out of the Legendary Duelist Sisters of the Rose, that when a Harpy or Harpy Lady Sisters you control is destroyed by battle, you can special summon another Harpy monster from your deck with a different original name as that destroyed monster. And if this card you control is destroyed by a Harpy card's effect, or by your opponent's card effect, you can target a Harpy monster in your graveyard and then just instantly special summon it. I feel like it's a good 2 of. I probably wouldn't play it any more than 2. But it's just a really good 2 of. Then we play 3 copies of Hysteric Sign. Hysteric Sign is really good in here because it has the ability that when it's activated, you get to add an Elegant Egotist from your deck or graveyard to your hand. And then during your end phase of the turn, this card was sent from the field to the graveyard. You can add up to 3 Harpies from your deck to your hand, but you can only activate either or. So you have to kind of set this with Hunting Ground to pop it to add 3 during end phase, which is really nice. But something that you have to keep in mind about this card is you can only activate either or. You can't activate it and add the Egotist and then destroy it and then add the 3 other cards as well. For the final card we play as a spell, we're going to be playing a single copy of Double or Nothing, which is the card that I was telling you guys about earlier. Basically, this deck is a really good rank 4 base deck, so you're going to want to play Double or Nothing in here because all you have to do is put like something on the field, normal summon any Harpy, activate Elegant Egotist, grab overlay for, or activate Elegant Egotist, put 2 monsters on the field, and then instantly go for a Utopia double, and then Utopia, and then attack for 10,000 and win. Like, I mean, you can win that easy in this deck. And it's a really good play to be able to do. So that's it for the spells, guys. Let's get into the traps. I really quickly will mention to you guys, I'm not playing Harpy's Feather Rest. If you want to play Harpy's Feather Rest, maybe drop an Egotist, and then you can play that as well, if you feel like you're already getting enough of the Egotist. I just play it at 2 because I have Double or Nothing in this deck, and I really want to OTK my opponent. Then we play 3 copies of Harpy's Feather Storm. Harpy's Feather Storm is a really, really great card that if a Wing Beast monster, if you control a Wing Beast monster, you can activate this card, and then until the end phase of the turn, negate the activated effects, or negate any effect of your opponent's activated monster effects. And if you control a Harpy monster, you can activate this card from your hand. And if this card in its owner's possession is destroyed by a card effect, you can add Harpy's Feather Duster. I really hope that Harpy's Feather Duster comes off on the January 13th ban list, because I'm recording this way before that. I'm actually recording this on the 15th of January, so if it does come off the list, I will have a comment stating what we drop in this deck to put Harpy's Feather Duster in the deck. Then I play 2 copies of Hysteric Party. Hysteric Party is a really good card that when you activate it, you discard a card and then special summon as many Harpies as you can from your graveyard onto your side of the field for basically for free. It's like a massive Call of the Haunted. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to be playing 2 copies of Harpy's Pet Phantasmal Dragon. Harpy's Pet Phantasmal is a really good card in this deck that basically takes 3 Wind Beast monsters, or wind monsters, and then you overlay into this card, and it can attack your opponent directly every single turn as long as it has materials. And your opponent basically can't target this card with any card effect or by attacks as long as it has a material on it. But the only downside of this card is during each of your end phases, you have to detach a material from it. Not that big of a deal, because you're just going to detach a material and inflict up to 6,000 points of damage to your opponent if they can't handle the Harpy's Pet Phantasmal Dragon. 1 copy of Ice Beast Xerophine. Ice Beast Xerophine negates all monsters or all face-up cards on the field and then boosts itself up by 300 attack for each card that was negated. This card is absolutely crazy in this deck. Then we play a single copy of Utopia and a Utopia double, so we can go in for that 10,000 attack point damage to be able to attack our opponent with double or nothing. Basically what you do is you overlay with Utopia double, and then you overlay with Utopia. This card searches double or nothing, and then you attack your opponent, use Utopia's effect, detach a material off of this card, and then swing at your opponent for 10,000 by activating double or nothing, which is really, really cool. 1 copy of Evilsworn Exciton Knight, because sometimes you need to board wipe, and a single copy of number 60. This card's really good because sometimes you just need that extra, stopping power or draw power. This card doubles the attack of a monster by skipping your next battle phase. During your main phase 1, you can detach a material from this card to special summon a monster from your graveyard in 5th edition by skipping the following main phase, or skip your next draw phase to draw 2 and then discard 1. So basically it lets you get stuff in advance from the next turn to end the game during that turn. Then we play 1 copy of Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. It wouldn't be a Harpy deck profile without throwing a little bit of Joey in here, because Joey and Mai were kind of a thing in the original series. So you got to play a little something for Joey. Really good card in here as well, because it reduces your opponent, or burns your opponent for 500 every single time that they activate a card effect, which is just crazy. And it's really cool to be able to summon Red Eyes in a Harpy deck. 1 copy of Big Eye. Big Eye lets us take an opponent's monster, which is really good. And the Mecha Phantom Beast Draco Sack is kind of like our defensive, offensive card. You get to be able to put 2 Mecha Phantom Beast tokens on your side of the field by detaching a material from this card, and then you can treat a Mecha Phantom Beast token and then target a card on the field and destroy it, and they can't attack the turn you activate that effect, though. Then we play for our Link monsters. We're going to be playing a 1 Boral Sword to be able to attack for game and OTK your opponent, along with the double or nothing. If you don't OTK him with double or nothing, you're going to OTK him with Boral Sword and Hysteric Party. 1 copy of Apotheosa, Bow of the Goddess. This card's really good. It's a wind monster, so it kind of fits in with the theme, but you can activate something like, you can just put this on the field really easily, but something you have to keep in mind is a lot of your monsters count as Harpy Lady, so you have to use other monsters, like different Link monsters, to go into this, so you're not always going to get the maximum amount of materials on this card. 1 copy of Harpy Conductor. If you don't want to play this, you can actually play Mech Knight Crusadia Avermax or Boral Load. Yeah, you can play Boral Load instead. 2 copies of Harpy Conductor. Harpy Conductor is really good in here as well, because basically this card's name becomes Harpy Lady while on the field in the graveyard. And then if a Harpy monsters you control would be destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can destroy 1 spell or trap card you control instead. And if another face-up Harpy monster you control is returned to the hand, except during the damage step, you can target 1 special summon monster opponent controls and return it to the hand. So this card's really good. Also with Harpy Dancer being able to bounce 2 cards off the field instead of 1. And then 1 copy of Greatfly just to be able to boost all your Harpies up by an additional 500. So again, if you guys don't want to play Apotheosa because a lot of the monsters count as Harpies, you can put another Greatfly in here, or you can put something else that you want to put in here instead, like Boral Load, to have something to be able to take your opponent's monsters. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. It's a really fun deck. I highly recommend that you guys try it. Again, this is like one of the only decks that Savannah, my fiance, will play. So it's a super fun deck. Like, I highly recommend that you guys play it. It's a little bit pricey, but it's super fun. So anyways, guys, this is DarkArmedDuelist. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell there so you can become part of the notification squad, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you around, guys.